The siege of Halicarnassus, which began in 334 BCE, was one of the most difficult and significant military operations during Alexander the Great's early campaigns in Asia Minor. Halicarnassus, located on the southwestern coast of modern-day Turkey, was a vital and well-fortified city under Persian control. The siege marked a critical test for Alexander as he continued his campaign to weaken Persian influence and expand his empire into Asia. Background: after his victory at the Battle of Granicus and the subsequent conquest of Miletus, Alexander's forces moved toward Halicarnassus, a prominent city in the Persian satrapy of Caria. Halicarnassus was not only a strategic military and trade hub, but it also held symbolic importance as a stronghold of Persian power in the region. The city was heavily fortified with thick walls, and its defenders were led by the Persian satrap of Caria, Oronobates, and a Greek mercenary commander named Memnon of Rhodes. Memnon was a highly skilled strategist and played a significant role in organizing the city's defense. He had a sizable fleet and a considerable number of troops at his disposal, which made the siege an arduous challenge for Alexander. The initial approach: Alexander's first move was to march toward Halicarnassus, determined to eliminate the Persian influence in the region. Upon arriving at the city, he quickly realized that a direct assault on its massive fortifications would be too costly. The city's walls were stout, and the presence of Memnon's fleet in the harbor made it difficult for the Macedonian forces to cut off supplies and reinforcements. Alexander, known for his strategic brilliance, began the siege by surrounding the city, blocking potential escape routes for the defenders. At the same time, he used siege engines, such as battering rams and towers, to begin pounding the city's fortifications. The Macedonian army also deployed a large force of engineers to construct siege works, including trenches and ramps, to scale the city walls. Despite the Macedonian efforts, Halicarnassus defenders held strong. Memnon's fleet harassed Alexander's forces, and the defenders used the fortified position to their advantage. During the early stages of the siege, Alexander faced fierce resistance, with the city's defenders launching numerous counterattacks, and Memnon's naval forces continuously challenging the Macedonian blockade. Memnon's strategy: one of the key elements of the siege was the role of Memnon of Rhodes, who had a deep knowledge of both land and naval warfare. Memnon recognized that he could not defeat Alexander's army directly in a head-to-head confrontation, so he opted for a strategy of attrition. He aimed to make the siege as costly as possible for Alexander, hoping that the prolonged conflict would eventually wear down the Macedonian forces. To complicate matters for Alexander, Memnon also ordered the destruction of the city's surrounding countryside. He burned fields, vineyards, and farms, preventing Alexander from obtaining much-needed supplies and food from the region. The situation began to test the limits of the Macedonian army, as they were forced to rely on limited resources while enduring constant skirmishes and attacks. Conclusion of Part 1. The siege of Halicarnassus, in its early stages, was a grueling contest of patience and strategic calculation. Alexander's forces faced formidable resistance, both from the well-fortified city and from Memnon's relentless harassment. While the siege was far from over, it marked a key moment in Alexander's campaign, illustrating both his tactical ingenuity and the challenges he faced in subduing the Persian defenses. Part 1 of the siege laid the groundwork for the dramatic events that would unfold as Alexander pushed forward in his conquest of the Persian Empire.